Ring Out Podcast. I go by the name of Papa Junior. Appreciate you clicking on the video. Later, I just autoplay for you from this is different. Holla at your boy because 10 WWE wrestlers who went off script and got way too real, man. We seen a lot of those over the whole time y'all been watching wrestling, man. Shit happens, bro. Look at the Tiffany and the Charlotte. What else? Paul Heyman and Vince McMahon. Maybe there's a lot. John Cena, Roman Reigns. You feel me? So, and I think The Rock and John Cena as well. There's a lot of those, man. And those that I'm missing, hopefully, wrestling flashback. You already know how you do, man. Great content. We're gonna check this out real quick. Got me interested when I saw that thumbnail, so click on it. I want to react to it. I want to watch it with you guys. Hit the like, hit subscribe, and all that good stuff. Or wait till the end of the video. You feel like I deserve it. All good, all love. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, let's get it.
1, 2, is this on?
Wrestling can often be at its best when it's real, like when promos and storylines are built around the wrestlers' real lives.
You're gonna be just like you are outside of the ring. Alone.
And Liv Morgan recently, after what she told Nikki Bella, that she has a man and she don't. Damn. And you know what Nikki Bella has been through.
Is that record 0-3? Woo! Hey Tiffany, is that why Kaiser's in my DMs?
Nobody's in your
Clearly tell the
DMs.
talent
Well, maybe
isn't following the
A-Rod.
script.
If you, Kevin Nash, don't live up to expectations, you could be joining the unemployment line with your buddy Scott Hall.
They might be having fun or speaking emotionally from the heart. We'll be covering a mix of examples today, ranging from segments that went off script,
Big Daddy Cool the Rock's ass more like Big Daddy Bitch.
This is going to get completely out of hand.
We're in a position where we're not allowed to say anything really derogatory. They can say, "Oh, Big Daddy Bitch." He went, "Bah, bah."
to ones where the content was grounded in reality.
Your own sons don't call themselves Waller. Why? Why? Because they're ashamed of your ass.
Today, we list 10
Brian
WWE
Christopher,
promos that got
R.I.P.,
way too
man.
real. When Roddy Piper returned to WWE in 2003, he was immediately paired with Vince McMahon, two men who have had a love-hate relationship over the years. They squared off against each other during a Piper's Pit segment on the April 10th SmackDown. The promo began with McMahon insulting and trying to humiliate Roddy.
It's almost like he was trying to take over Piper's and kill that thing up.
The last time I saw a belly that size, Mae Young was 9 months pregnant. And she had a hand. Looks like you're working on twins.
Hot Rod struck back by listing off McMahon's failed business ventures.
First thing you did was become a rock and roll promoter, and you went what? Broke. There was the Bodybuilding Federation. Oh, it was a good one. Oh, would that be XFL? Was that it? Oh, that was a big one. The only job you've been able to hold is the one your daddy gave you.
Vince then got called the name he has legitimately despised. His
Like, give credit to him. He built a freaking empire, bro. Seriously. But he bought it off his pops. His pops did it for you. He built it from the ground up. Oh.
whole life.
Junior.
Former WWE head writer Brian Gewirtz revealed in his book that this segment was mostly done on the fly, with only a brief outline of where Piper and McMahon were going to go with it. Both men were ultimately happy with the promo following its conclusion. Gewirtz did, however, reveal that Vince was furious at Piper for going off script and swearing at WrestleMania 21 2 years later.
Who is the biggest rebel in the history of the WWE? Bullshit.
Every time Piper would drop back into WWE, he'd always cut one hell of a promo. Another memorable one came on the February 16,
Piper was
2009
freaking
episode of Raw,
amazing.
in the
I got a
build-up to
Piper
WrestleMania
shirt, too.
25, where Roddy would be one of 3 legends to battle Chris Jericho. By this point, the WWE kept trying to give Hot Rod scripts for his promos, only
Yeah, I
to get
do.
upset when he went off track. Realizing this, Chris told Roddy to throw the script out of the window so they could go out and cut their own promos.
And I said to Roddy before, I said, Roddy, don't worry about the script. Just be Roddy Piper, the greatest promo of all time.
This feud came off the back of the movie The Wrestler, as Jericho scolded the old WWF legends from the past, still hanging on to past glories, just like Mickey Rourke's Randy the Ram character in the film.
All of the washed up, has-been losers who are holding on, leeching off this business, begging for one last run at success.
Piper responded with an impassioned promo. He stuck up for the movie and how it mirrored so many wrestlers' real-life struggles.
The movie is not about a bunch of old-timers that want another run. The movie is about the pain, physically and emotionally. And most of all, why we do what we do? For the thrill of performing.
Roddy reflected on some of his
I don't
greatest
think I
moments,
seen that
including the
live.
previous
I
year
don't
when he
think I was
returned for the
watching
Royal
at that
Rumble,
time.
and how the thrill was still there.
24,000 people jumped to their feet in just for 1 second, Chris. I felt like I was back.
2000. Yeah, I
in
wasn't watching at
WrestleMania.
that time. 2008.
Hot Rod finished by saying how despite the pain, he
Not saying that I started watching after that. Like, I've been watching before 08. But I think in 07, that's where I stopped watching for a while. And then I got back on in 2011 when The Rock came back for that WrestleMania when it was Miz and Cena. But The Rock brought me back. But 07 to before WrestleMania 2011, yeah, I wasn't watching. It was to a point like, this ain't it for me. And I was in high school at that time. So it was a lot going on.
still goes out there for the roar of the crowd.
I have one hip and I hurt all the time. But as long as these folks here say so, I will crawl down here on my hands and knees to give them one more memorable moment because old school's cool.
What a way to close out such an...
Not only that, they paved the way, they're original. It's just like, it was just, I respect OGs so much, man. Seriously. And those that don't respect OGs, like Hangman Adam Page, he feels like he don't need advice from the old timers, the OGs, because he think he got it because where he at right now. Yeah, you could eat ish. You could eat that. Respect the OGs, man. Seriously.
incredible emotional promo. It still gives us goosebumps watching it back today.
You got who was that? Who was it that said it was FTR, the Revival at that time. I think this was close to when they were leaving WWE. They were saying that you had young wrestlers, in the performance center not taking advice from some guy. I forgot his name. Old school guy. He was that old school guy, that veteran. He was just sitting there all alone, and no rookie, nobody was asking him questions, speaking to him, picking his brain. Like, you gotta speak to those. You gotta pick the brains to those that were there way before you were born. Those are the people you want to speak to. You feel me? Not to each other or just listen to coaches. There's coaches that been there for way longer than the coaches that were coaching you at the time. You feel me? They're like, oh, I don't know this guy yet, but he's been in the business for freaking mad years. There's a reason why he's still here. Gotta respect the OGs, man. You learn a lot.
Today. Paul Heyman is famous for his various shoot promos and incorporating real-life drama into the show. One such example saw him come at Jerry the King Lawler during an in-ring debate on the March 10th, 1997 edition of Raw. Jerry kept throwing insults at Heyman and ECW.
You never earned anything in your life. You're a 35-year-old man who still lives with his mother and father. Huh? If it wasn't for your mom and dad who financed this bunch of crap, you wouldn't be anything. You understand that?
So Paulie dangerously fired back, mentioning a case from 1993 where Lawler was charged with violating a 13-year-old girl in Louisville, Kentucky.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm shooting with you. That's right. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing at the Seesaws in Louisville, Jerry? Huh?
Heyman also brought up how Jerry's sons didn't use the Lawler name while wrestling.
Your own sons don't call themselves Lawler.
All right.
Paul took a shot at King again years later during the roast of WrestleMania in 2025. Heyman roasted host Tony Hinchcliffe for looking like a 12-year-old, before then taking aim at Lawler.
My kids are 12-year-olds, and to be honest with you, if you look around sometimes, they're probably the smartest people in the room. Let's be nice to the 12-year-olds. One of them is getting married here down the road later to Jerry the King Lawler.
Charlotte Flair's feud with Tiffany Stratton going into WrestleMania 4.
Say, Jerry, I hear you like him young. You better never go to cell block 1. Oh, gosh.
41 will be remembered for Charlotte being heavily booed each week.
Oh no, I'm sorry, they're booing so loud.
This was terrible.
Guys, what would you like me to say?
With the most famous
This exposed Charlotte. She can't handle it, bro. She can't handle criticism. She can't handle that people do not mess with her, bro. They don't. Like, we don't want you type. Oh, you return? Yeah, of course you're going to get a pop from the people that are there. But once you're here on the weekly basis, like, we see right through you what kind of person that you are, my man. All right, you lost to Tiffany. Good. We didn't want you as champion, but we know for a fact that we're going to put you the belt. You're a 2-time Royal Rumble winner, first ever women's 2-time Royal Rumble winner. For sure that we're going to give you that title belt. But there's I'm glad they didn't. We don't want you as a champion. Now she's gonna be champion again. Trying to break that daddy record. Or trying to break John Cena's record, of course. But let's see, man. But she got exposed. She always gets exposed when she's in those type of situations, man. She can't handle it. The pressure.
famous prominent example being on the
That
April
type
4th,
of pressure from the
2025
family. Yo,
SmackDown
we
in
don't mess
Chicago.
with you. We
After
don't
being
care.
greeted with boos from the crowd, the Queen began to go off script by making fun of Tiffany's voice.
And you may be the queen.
And that was
inside
terrible.
of the ring, but outside of the ring, you ain't the queen. What are you saying?
You see?
I can't hear you.
You don't have no comeback from that.
I can't hear you. Like, oh my God! What are you saying, Tiffany?
Stratton
She
replied
thought
with
she
an
was
off-script line
funny,
of her own
bro.
by bringing up Charlotte's 3 divorces.
And when I beat you at WrestleMania, Charlotte.
And I'm speaking about Charlotte Flair. I bet you the real person, she's a sweetheart, of course. But at the same time, that backstage politicking is crazy. So, you know, we see it.
You're gonna be just like
The
you
truth
are
will always
outside of the
comes
ring.
out, and it shows on TV,
Alone.
man.
What is that record? 0-3? Woo!
Flair hit back with a Conor
Embarrassed
McGregor-style
face.
insult relating to Tiffany's boyfriend, Ludwig Kaiser.
Your wife is in me DMs, hey baby. Hit me back up, we'll chat to you later on. We'll be at the after party, the Win nightclub.
Hey, Tiffany, is that why Kaiser's in my DMs?
In modern times, we all know about Cody Rhodes finishing his story, where he became the WWE champion as a labor of love to his late father, Dusty, who never got to officially hold the Federation's title. Terry Funk's iconic Our Way promo in Extreme Championship Wrestling spoke of a similar goal. Terry's father, Dory Funk Sr., never got to be world champion, despite it being a dream of his up until he passed away at age 54 in 1973.
That was what he wanted to do all of his life. He wanted to be the world's champion. It never happened. The reason it didn't happen because in 1973, June of that year, my father had a massive heart attack while he was wrestling.
By January 1997, Terry was already a former NWA and ECW champion, but the 52-year-old wanted to win the ECW title one more time before he retired, ahead of the promotion's very first pay-per-view, Barely Legal.
Now, 24 years later, here I am. I guess I'm a dreamer too. I want to be world's champion.
But Terry wasn't going to just do it for his father. Funk also wanted to do it for the ECW fans, who welcomed him with open arms and helped revitalize his career.
I want to do it for all you hardcore fans out there. I want to do it for all of us old farts. But most of all, I want to do it to fulfill my father's dreams.
And for the underground company that was revolutionizing the
R.P.
entire
Terry,
wrestling
man.
industry in such an organic and authentic way.
Not like the WWE, not like the WCW,
With tears in his eyes, Funk imagined what would happen if he won the ECW title, where it would be Terry and the fans with their arms in the air saying, "We did it our way." It's hard not to get chills watching this promo back.
I don't want to stand out there and say I did it my way. We did it our way because we love it that way.
And it was made all the more sweet when Funk won the ECW championship at Barely Legal 3 months later. What a way to finish the story.
Has done what we all thought was damn near impossible.
The NWO's return in 2002 didn't meet expectations, especially when it came to how they were booked.
That
By the
was-
summer of that year,
that
they were
did not
almost
work
toast.
out.
One of their final blows came
They
courtesy of the
tried.
chairman, as Vince called out the group's performance thus far on the June 24th Raw. During his infamous Ruthless Aggression promo, McMahon mentioned Scott Hall's recent firing, while also throwing shade at the injured Kevin Nash. Nash wasn't aware what Vince was going to say, so naturally responded in kind.
If you, Kevin Nash, don't live up to expectations, you could be joining the unemployment line with your buddy Scott Hall.
Head writer Brian Gerwitz would later reveal that McMahon began to tighten up the layout for segments that bit more following this promo. That's because the boss wasn't happy about the unscripted gesture and wouldn't have approved it otherwise.
Was Kevin's brilliant finger gesture a shoot? Or
That was just
A
smooth,
shoot.
quick
Nash,
thinking,
on the other
bro.
hand, wasn't happy with how the New World Order had come into WWF, especially on their first
Not even a
night when The
think,
Rock
it
made
was
fun of
just-
them, highlighting the group's past
fuck
characters in the
bro.
Federation.
You-
Chico,
Too cool.
Razor Ramon, Big Daddy Cool, Diesel.
Nash felt this took away from the NWO's heat, even though they'd get their revenge on the People's Champ the next day on Raw. It was a similar story the night after WrestleMania 18, when the Great One hit Kevin with an unscripted line.
Big Daddy Cool, The Rock.
Before that, it just showed a lot how much WWF at that time, bro, evolved without those that were there before. Those like the Scott Halls, the Razor Ramon, the Kevin Nashes, the Diesels, man, Hulk Hogan evolved so much. Right now, I'm watching the Monday Night Wars, bro. Steve Austin won King of the Ring. Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. I'm not at The Rock yet. That's 90. That's Survivor Series 96. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's not even The Rock. That's Rocky Maivia. I haven't seen The Rock yet. I'm watching them evolve, bro. And no wonder they won at the end. All right, WCW Nitro, 83 weeks. But at the same time, WWF, they were finding their groove, finding their, and they just took over, bro. Fresh faces, attitude. Amazing. Superstars that they had at the time. Fucking A, bro.
Sounds more like Big Daddy Bitch.
This is going to get completely out of hand.
We're in a position where we're not allowed to say anything really derogatory. They can say, "Oh, Big Daddy Bitch." He went, bah, bah.
Nash felt the line was unprofessional and even responded during a match with Rock later in the week on SmackDown.
Oh my God! You heard Kevin Nash referring to what The Rock called him on Raw Monday night.
In his book, Brian Gerwitz also spoke about how the famous promo featuring The Rock, Stone Cold, and Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania 30 was scripted very loosely in fear of anything leaking, since Rock and Austin hadn't been advertised for Mania. Gerwitz said that Hogan was only told about his part, and didn't know when Rock and Austin would interrupt him, nor what they would say, or who out of the two would come out first. The Hulkster was simply told to go with the flow when Rock and Steve appeared, and then hit his catchphrases at the end.
And you never know when one of those special moments.
That was
Hulk
great.
ended up botching one of his lines.
WrestleMania 30, right here in the Silverdome. I can't believe I'm the special host.
That shit still haunts him.
I'm sorry, it is the Superdome, brothers.
And that's
The
a
Rock and
lot
Austin
of
both later made fun
mofos
of
in there.
Here in the Superdome, without a doubt. It's good to be back here at the Silverdome.
The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the immortal Hulk Hogan have finally come back to the Superdome.
The Hulkster even made light of his botch, while wrapping up one of the all-time WrestleMania segments.
What you gonna do, brothers, when Hulk Hogan, The Rock...
Did Hogan lied about this already? Saying that He said that line on purpose, and he knew about the plan with The Rock and Austin. So this dude is a walking lie, bro. Like, has he said anything like that yet? This is the guy that said that Brock he was Brock Lesnar's first opponent right after he left UFC. Come on, man. Is this the okay? No more Hulk Hogan.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 30, and the Superdome run wild.
Is this the guy that said he had a phone call or a voicemail from Roddy Piper in heaven? From heaven. Is this the guy?
You, brother.
A phone call. Either he had a phone call or voicemail, Hogan said. I'm like, this dude passed away. Oh, yeah, he was in heaven. I'm like, bro, this dude was on drugs, bro.
Let's now highlight some more times when The Rock went off script with his promos.
The Rock says this. Oh, it matters what The Rock says. You took the time to make a little sign. What does your sign say anyway?
It doesn't matter what your sign says.
Look, now don't give The Rock the finger. There's a big fat bald dude here. Give The Rock the finger. Get a shot of him. Get a shot of him. He's drunk. You're drunk. Sit down. Y'all got some good weed here in Anaheim, I see, right?
How about the time
How you go
Rock
from
spoke
drunk to
cosplayers
weed?
in the front row after
What?
hearing the crowd chant?
You don't
Randy
get drunk
Savage
from
as
weed.
One of the fans dressed up as Macho Man.
This is a time where we go off the script. What's your name? It's brother. The weed is good in Miami tonight, obviously.
Or who could forget in 2001 when Stephanie McMahon was supposed to cut Rock off but was late in doing so. This meant the Great One had no choice but to go ahead and swear when he wasn't supposed to, which infuriated Vince backstage.
Booker T and Shane, the punk ass sucker, and the silver spoon motherfucker.
The Rock's appearances on Raw and NXT at the start of 2025 didn't have much of a script, which was clear based on each of the promos he cut. That's because the final boss can pretty much do or say whatever he wants without any consequences.
Show is over and then it stops. That.
Why we didn't get this from you, Cena? Huh? But The Rock could do whatever the hell he wants, so that's why. Well, we could have got this from Cena after that heel turn he did in Elimination Chamber, bro. I'm thinking we're gonna get something similar to this. Nah, this dude's too cartoony, no. We needed something like this. Like this, bro. This what The Rock was. This shit was fun. Final boss. Look at you now. Beating the shit out of Cody in the rain. Blood on his bus. Think whatever the F he wanted, bro.
There's nothing that the
Didn't get
final
none of
boss
that with Cena,
can't
bro.
say. You shut your
Farewell tour. And this is what you giving us? Come on, man. This is the last time we're going to see you in the ring, in the WWE ring, performing. And this is what the hell you giving us, bro.
Your mouth, fatty. The Rock will come out there and slap the herpes off your lips.
Nobody can duplicate The Rock, bro. Maybe Ricky Starks, but nobody can duplicate The Rock. Yeah, I remember that. I'll go back for you. I was talking.
Haven't talked about our family again. Slap his teeth out of his mouth.
That was the press conference, whatever, before WrestleMania.
Don't around and get me emotional up in this thing. I'm not.
I didn't see this one. This is the NXT one.
I love you too, honey. Thank you for saying that. You sound like somebody The Rock can love, drunk and horny. So tell Mama Rhodes The Rock said hello.
This pissed a lot of people off, even myself. Like, we had a storyline going on between the two of y'all. And all of a sudden, y'all buddies, bro. What are we doing here, man?
They say we got 2 minutes. I'm like, we're going to go all night.
And y'all didn't go all night. Stop it.
I apologize.
Randy Orton's work was one of the bright sparks during the period WWE ran shows from the Performance Center. His segment with Ric Flair on the August 10th Monday Night Raw was a memorable one, where both men talked about real-life dramas while also going off script. Orton's promo shunning Flair had to be edited down by a few minutes.
The Ric Flair that I looked up to wouldn't have slipped into a coma, wouldn't need a pacemaker. You were a junkie for the spotlight.
Meanwhile, the Nature Boy wasn't supposed to speak at all, but rather just stand there and take his scolding, as Randy labeled Nature's weak.
He was just supposed to say a few things under his breath that the handheld camera in the ring may or may not have picked up. When he grabbed the mic, I was thinking, oh, come on, Rick. You're not supposed to grab the mic. And then he went on to cut that promo.
Instead of getting mad, Flair praised Orton.
I'm here because I do want your approval, and I do want to be with you. I want you to break my record, not John Cena's record, my record.
Rick couldn't get angry because he knew how lucky he was to still be alive.
Well, ain't Ric Flair like a 21-time champion? Like, this is what I've heard. Not really 16, but he's like 21 world championship.
Health issues he went through a few years earlier.
This dude.
After 31 days of being in intensive care and being in a coma for 12 of them, I woke up and all I wanted in life was to tell the people who I hadn't told that I love them.
And now he got skin cancer,
promo,
man.
One of the best seen on WWE TV that year.
I called around.
They are hope for speed recovery for both of them.
Because you have to be this close to where I was to know what that feeling is.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video on 10 WWE storylines cancelled because of real-life drama. Hope you
That looked like an interesting video. I'm going to check that out another time, ladies and gentlemen. But if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Anything else? Nah, bro. I just appreciate each and every one. You subscribe. I watch along every PLE. I'm here for All In as well. Pay-per-view. AEW. All In. Pay-per-view. I think only that one. That's it for AEW. But WWE PLEs, I'm here for all of them. I'm here for Night of Champions. I'm here for Evolution. I'm here for SummerSlam. Join your boy. Let's have fun. Let's drink. Let's talk ish. Have a good time. Subscribe and all that good stuff. Turn on the bell as well. Appreciate y'all, man. It's good to be back for real. Till next time.
Goodbye. Mwah, and good night, bang.
Peace.